and I've been shaking the can all these years, but I've never really thought about the symbol or the meaning of the poppy and what the poppy actually represents. I was never really sure where the poppy came from or where the money was actually going to, so what I decided to get together with a small group of friends and we actually looked into where the poppy came from and where the money was going to.
It's amazing the number of soldiers that are on this memorial who gave their lives in the First World War, all of which are from this area and from certain different regiments. One of the names on this memorial is actually my great-grandfather's. He was in the Cameron Highlanders and he was a private. On the cenotaph we also remember those who fallen in the Second World War. There's not as many, however, we shall still remember them the same. Here in this memorial we also remember those who have fallen since the Second World War and they're remembered here. As I visit a memorial such as this, one of the first things that go through my head is that every name in this cenotaph is someone's father, brother, son, and perhaps some of them are even as young as me.
I went on a battlefield tour with the cadets. While I was there, I laid a cross at my relative's graves, Private Samuel Loudon Roger. He was killed in action the 13th of May 1917 at the age of 22. On the tour I learned the reason why poppies have become the symbol of remembrance. Once the fighting was over, the poppy was one of the only plants to grow on the otherwise barren battlefields, and after the First World War it was adopted as a symbol of remembrance. The Lady Hague Poppy Factory was established in Edinburgh in 1926 to produce poppies exclusively for Scotland.
I was privileged enough to visit the Lady Hague Poppy Factory in Edinburgh with some other cadets. They make over 5 million poppies a year. The poppies are still made by hand by the disabled ex-servicemen and women who work there. I even tried my hand at assembling a poppy from scratch. And as well as the poppies, they make the wreaths that we lay by politicians, organisations and businesses across the country on Remembrance Sunday. I also learned that the Scottish poppies have 4 petals and no leaves, unlike the poppies in the rest of the UK.
Once I left the army, I came out with bits and pieces not working quite right, and as time went on they were getting worse. I've got a friend that works in here and he suggested I come in and have an interview, and I started in here about 5.5 years ago. So it makes you feel good that you can produce this and do what you're doing. And also we're in familiar circumstances with the people, we are all ex-forces, same background, and it's an easy place to work.
I want to find out about how Poppy Scotland spent the money and found lots of great examples on the web. Like Andy McIntosh, an NCO for over 14 years service, including in Northern Ireland, Bosnia and the Gulf. In 2009, 8 years after leaving the forces, he collapsed and was taken to hospital with a very rare and serious vascular condition which impacted greatly on his mobility.
Poppy Scotland, it gave me my life back. Poppy Scotland came out, spoke with me, they provided me with a scooter, and then they gave me a grant, a yearly grant, which has been fantastic. I'm not constantly relying on somebody to take me somewhere. Without Poppy Scotland, I probably wouldn't be here now, if I'm totally honest.
And Andy is just one example of how Poppy Scotland is helping veterans and their families living in Scotland, and I found lots more stories online.
I took part in the Battalion's Poem project, which involved me undertaking research on how the Second World War affected those countries in Europe. We visited many of the battle sites in Poland and learned of the atrocities committed at the Nazi concentration camps. It reminded me that remembrance is not only about the First World War, but also about the Second, and of the many conflicts involving our servicemen and women since then.
I really enjoy being on parade. I feel there's a sense of pride marching with armed forces and other organisations on this important day. And afterwards it was really interesting talking with some of the World War II veterans about their experiences and telling them of what we do in the cadets.
The Glasgow Lanarkshire Battalion support a number of charities at a local level throughout the year, but our principal charity has always been Poppy Scotland. Cadets identify with a charity that supports military veterans, We have no difficulty in getting hundreds of cadets out shaking cans in the days leading up to the Remembrance weekend.
I was really proud to hear that our battalion had raised over £14,000 for Poppy Scotland in just that one day collecting in Glasgow city centre last year. Much more is collected by cadets at various events and in supermarkets throughout the battalion area. Usually people are really generous anyway, but if I think they're going to walk by, I just give them a wee smile and I shake the tin, and usually that does it anyway.
The can collections for the annual Scottish Poppy Appeal are vital to us. It makes up nearly 3/4 of the income, the total income for Poppy Scotland, and this year we will raise just under £3 million through the Scottish Poppy Appeal. The support of the Glasgow Lanarkshire Battalion of the Army Cadets is vitally important to our work. Young cadets out there with smiles on their face, knowing that they're doing a fantastic job, helping us raise much needed funds to support our welfare work in the Armed Forces community.
Thanks to all my friends, I now know what the Remembrance Day is all about and what the poppy represents. As cadets, we just get involved for a few days a year, but it is very important that all of our cadets and adult volunteers understand that these few days make a very important contribution to the work of Poppy Scotland in supporting our veterans, work that goes on throughout all the year, and we should all be proud to be a part of it.